my possibly Glasgow curious peeps. This is Kat, aka Kakibot, and today I am saying hi from Glasgow once again, because one of the themes for the year 2022 on my YouTube channel has been don't forget that Scotland has other cities than just Edinburgh. And I think a lot of people are now thinking about coming to Edinburgh for the Christmas time. It's, it's a beautiful time to visit, but for us locals, we see how so many people just flock into town and they don't consider our towns and our cities of Scotland being almost equally as Christmassy. So we have journeyed out into Glasgow on a little quest to find Christmassiness here as well. And my genius idea to start this video was to come to the University of Glasgow, which is where we are now, and shoot a little intro in the cloisters, which you might have seen on Instagram. It is one of Glasgow's most Instagrammable spots, but today we are not able to shoot intro there because it is one of the graduation days and it's full there. It's a great photo spot for everyone, so they're enjoying it, and I just thought I wouldn't be a butt and I would take it out here and shoot out here with all these beautiful, talented little geniuses behind me. And I mean, some of the people look older than me, so adult mature geniuses also. I think that we're gonna start by stepping down from here to the Elfingrove Museum. We're gonna check out the Elfingrove, which is UK's largest ice rink. And as a bonus, I think that tomorrow we will stop by Southside and see some alternative maker markets, which are on for the Christmas season, so people can buy from local small independent makers and not for large corporations. Yay! That's the Glasgow spirit. Let's go! So we are back in the city centre. We really enjoyed it around the museum. I think that Elfingrove is a really fun thing to visit with your family, and if you're not into that, there's always the museum as well, which I always need to pop in there and remind myself of how beautiful it is. Now we're gonna see what the markets here are about. The markets, similarly to Edinburgh, weren't actually supposed to be on this year, but then someone just stepped in and saved the day, and now there's two different markets, one on the George Square and one down St. Enoch Shopping Centre, which you might be able to see behind me. As you can see, some thrill seekers are just like rotating around, barfing mulled wine on their friends. That seems, once again, it seems like the most festive thing you can do in Scotland. At the first glance, I think that some of the things on the markets here are a bit different from the ones in Edinburgh. Some of the food offerings are different. I would say one thing, which is that it seems like a lot of the stalls at that market are quite similar to the George Square market. So unless you're interested in the rides, the food is pretty similar in both of them. Let's stop talking and let's start exploring. one thing that I really wanted to do and I wasn't super successful at was to find like coffee shops and bakeries that already do something festive. I mean, it's December 2nd, I think they should, but they don't quite yet. So for example, Tantrum Donuts don't really do anything Christmassy yet, but I did know from Instagram that one place does do Christmassy things, and they told me that they're rolling out even more Christmassy things as the season progresses, and that is Chulo's stuffed cookies. Yeah, so we picked up all 3 of their seasonal flavors. There's a kind of a cinnamon bun flavored one, which they said is for the season, and chocolate peppermint. They are absolutely humongous, and I never had a cookie like this, so I'm quite curious. I'm gonna try the peppermint one because it looks... I do not know. I do not know how to eat this. How do I...
Just stick it in your gob.
You see, at this size, it's almost like kind of cookie doughy, but the flavor is real nice. And it definitely makes me feel festive. So it is almost time to go. We have spent our Saturday mostly kind of exploring around Southside because I knew that there were some like makers markets on, but there were so much more of them than I expected. I think that we wanted to see 3 of them, but ended up seeing about 5 and a lot of cool little shops, and you know, we had some nice coffee and snacks there. It really is becoming my favorite part of Glasgow. So I would say that if you're considering coming to Glasgow for Christmas, if you're coming on a weekend, definitely look into these makers markets, because if you're here on the weekend, the markets will be busy. Like, the footage we took in this video, we took that mostly on a Thursday, and today it's a Saturday, and it is almost as bad here as it is in Edinburgh, and I was hoping it wouldn't be the case. So yeah, take that as my pro tip. If you're coming on a weekend, grab a cab, go to Southside and explore the Christmassiness there as well, because Glasgow is full of artists and I love it here. Anywho, I also took some footage of places where we ate, even though those spots weren't super Christmassy. They are just places that I love or I discovered during this trip and I enjoyed and I want to share with you, so I'm probably overlaying it right now. Okay, so the Glaswegian peeps are kind of like staring at me and shouting things at me. That's Glasgow for you, so I'm gonna go now. We are now off to an Ethiopian restaurant called Mosob. It's right next to the Queen Street station and we are super excited to go there. It is really hard to find Ethiopian in Scotland, so yay, we're gonna see friends and eat Ethiopian and have a great time. Sorry you can't join us for Ethiopian, maybe one day. In the meantime, join me in my Etsy store. You can buy some stuff for Christmas. That's gonna be linked in the doobly-doo. You can buy pins and other things there, and also you can visit me on Instagram on kakibot and kakiblog. And that is truly it from me. Don't forget to let me know if you would consider visiting Glasgow for Christmas if I sold it to you, or if you've ever been and you would never come again. No, if you've ever been and you enjoyed it, and what was your favorite bit? Alrighty, that's truly it for me. Now it's time for Ethiopian food. Nom 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 nom. Bye.